Here we go. What a treat I have for you today as my special guest on this Wednesday, March 7th, 2018, Hump Day Happy Hour, special edition, live video blog, 420 report. Thank you very much for being here as the audience builds. I have with me right now on the line, world famous illusionist, Nathan Copperfield.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we're using that name now. I like
Ashton. Ashton's here. Marty's here. Jerry. Daryl Moon is in the house. Daryl never gets to see the 420 report live. So good to have you, man. Nathan Copperfield is on the line. This is going to be a lot of fun. I've got a lot of questions for you, Nathan. So I hope you're prepared. John Voorhees is here. Josh is here. Justin, Keith, guys, do me a favor. Hit the share button. Hit me up with some comments. Any questions that you might ever have wanted to ask a magician. I can get to one right now, right away. This is from the mailbag. Dave Johnson, Mr. Southeast Iowa himself, wants to know, can he use his magic powers to heal the sores on my penis?
No, you don't want me. You want Dr. Kevorkian, I think, for that. Just chop that shit off. There's no coming back from that.
There's nothing you could do for that, Mr. Copperfield?
No. Maybe, is Benny Hinn still around? He could, like, whack it with that magic jacket he's got where people fall down when he's doing those faith healers.
Just do some S&M on himself.
That'll do it, too, yeah.
Also, big shout out to Nathan Timmel, whose podcast I was on this morning, Idiots on Parade. That's why I have this microphone here. It doesn't even work. It's just a prop. This isn't even hooked up to the video, but I still had this hooked up to do the podcast earlier, so I just thought it'd be cool. You know, since I have such a world-famous guest on the 420 report right now, we're actually going to be doing the Dirty Jokes and Magic Trick show together this Friday night. It's already sold out in Dorrance, Kansas at the Boathouse Bar and Grill. And then we go this Saturday night, March 10th, to Leadville, Colorado for a show that is also at maximum capacity already. And that's at the historic Pastime Bar, where they had old vaudeville acts and old act like traveling troubadours that from like the Wild West days that would actually perform in this very establishment. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Shout out to everybody who's coming to that show.
Don't forget the prostitutes. There were prostitutes there too.
Jerry Unwin says microphones that don't work should be your new thing. Yeah, dude. Very symbolic of my show last Saturday night at the Eagles Club in Alpena, where the microphone just went completely out. Just 10 minutes into the set, completely crushing, and just out of nowhere, no sound. But been there, done that. Nathan, you remember that from Deadwood, South Dakota?
Oh, yeah. That's on YouTube. Did you give him the link yet?
No, but I put all the links and everything like that I mentioned from YouTube clips in the comments or in the description of the video, usually in the comments as it comes up in conversation. But if you're not already a subscriber to my YouTube channel, you definitely need to do that at The Bar Comic. But let's get into some more questions for magicians, because this is stuff that I really want to know. So thank you for joining. Andy Walker, good to see you. We're going to be at Clayton Connie's next Thursday. That's right. I'll be there with Nathan Copperfield himself. Tricky is his middle name. You're going to love it. It's part of the Dirty Jokes and Magic Trick show. And we're totally taking over Oline, Iowa when we show up next Thursday, March 15th at Clayton Connie's. We always pack that fucker out. And it's always crazy sons of bitches that show up to that one. So shout out to all the Connies and all the Daves and Trisha and Derek and all my friends up there at Clayton Connie's in Oline. Hey, Phil, what's up? You got any questions for a magician today? I've got world-famous illusionist Nathan Copperfield on the line with me right now. So question number one, when I put out the promotion earlier that you would be on today's live video blog, the 420 report, the first question that came in was, how do you do that?
Magic. Very well, thank you. I don't know. Which hack answer do you want? broken wires, mirrors, my sleeves, a trapdoor. I don't know. I make the shit up as I go.
You have a lot of innovations. One of the things that I like about what you do versus most magicians is you actually invent your tricks compared to just going to the mall and picking them up out of a box. You know, a kit. But
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, some of them are mine exclusively. Some of them are just adaptations of like shit that's just centuries old too. But no, it's nothing you're gonna recognize if you go to a magic shop. That's for sure.
Jerry has a question. Why do magicians only use pretty women?
Because we can.
All right. That's all you want to say about that?
That's all I got to say about that.
It might get a little too incriminating. We might have a verbal hashtag Me Too right here on the 420 report.
Define use first.
Joe has a question. Does the rabbit ever poop in your hat?
Not anymore. Not since the incident. He doesn't do a whole lot of anything.
What's the incident?
Oh, well, when I got him by driving into the ditch. He's still really chatty late at night, though. We have long, deep conversations in the hotel room late at night.
Is there a name for the trick where you poop in the toilet, get up, look in, and see nothing in the toilet, even though you did not flush?
Whoa, I don't think that's a trick. You want to get a hold of the Ghost Hunters or Ghost Adventures TV show, like some kind of phantom shit or something.
Yeah, he's talking about the
I'd like to see
turd.
video of that.
That's what I think. That's what they're talking about. The ghost turd. I've had a lot of those. Have you ever had one of those? That happens to me a lot.
No, not that I can remember. That's worrisome, really.
I know. I totally took a shit, and then I looked up, because I always look at it. I'll tell you that right now. I'll go ahead and admit that.
Well, you have to make sure you're healthy and everything.
But
yeah.
then there's nothing in there.
But you sure it's not hiding under like a square of toilet paper or something?
Yeah, that would be like the rabbit pellet turds, like what my wife produces. But that's not what I do, man. I do full-on man-sized turds. They're notoriously
Yeah. I've seen photographs and video that you've shared.
Hey, when you pull things out of a hat, does your finger ever smell funny?
When I pull things out of the hat?
Does your finger smell funny?
Right now it does, yeah. But I don't think that's related to pulling anything out of the hat.
Next question. When you saw women in half, is that how magicians get divorced?
I'll let you know after the proceedings are final.
Steven's here.
That would be an easier way to do it, though.
Uncle Russ is here. Trisha's here. Speaking of Trisha, I just gave you a shout out. We were talking about bringing our show to Oline for March 15th special Thursday night event. I think it's at 7:30, and we're going to pack that fucker out with the Dirty Jokes and Magic Trick Show. Right now I have on the phone with me who's answering a whole series of very serious questions, giving away secrets, giving away the tricks of magicians that normally you're not supposed to do that. But this guy's already been shunned by pretty much every magician out there. Why would you say you've been shunned by every magician out there?
Oh, no, I've never said that. I think you said that.
I said that on
there are a lot of magicians that don't get what I do. Like, they think every show needs to be squeaky clean and family friendly. But it's kind of ridiculous because, like, if you look at music, there's a whole gamut of styles of the genre. There's AC/DC, and then there's the Wiggles. There's Hannah Montana. There's Barney. But then there's Metallica. So it's all over the place with music and art and stories, books. But for some reason, magicians pigeonhole themselves into being only just a kid's entertainment. For the most part, there are a lot of really good adult magicians out there, sophisticated stuff that wear tuxedos and actually do really kick-ass stuff. There's the guy out at the Waldorf Astoria, or at least there was, that does like 30 or 50 person private high-cost shows, for high rollers or whatever, the affluent out there. But yeah, for the most part, it is mostly a kid show thing. I don't know if everybody else has noticed this, but I mean, you mentioned magician to anybody, mouth is, "Oh, I bet my kids would love you at a birthday party." Well, they might, but I don't think you're going to like what I do at their birthday party.
Yeah. Why do you hate kids so much?
Because I'm a monster.
That was actually a very
Well, I used to do
answer.
kid shows, man. I used to do a shitload of kid shows.
Yeah,
I got burned out.
Why did you stop doing kid shows?
Because I just got burned out. I didn't like it anymore. It just became a grind, you know. So half the time you'd be viewed or hired as kind of almost a babysitter, you know.
Yeah.
Like, oh, the magician's here, and you know, the adults will go off in the other room, or like things like Boy Scout banquet events, you know. 90% of the ones I did for those were all just horribly behaved little assholes. And I'm thinking, if I gotta perform for horribly behaved assholes, I'd rather do it for horribly behaved assholes that I can call assholes.
Right.
So that's why I do nightclubs and shit.
Yeah, they're just way more fun. Plus, you can drink. You know, it's hard to be an alcoholic and do kid shows in the afternoon on a Saturday. You know, you're not.
Yeah, you gotta hide it. You gotta switch over to pills or something that they can't.
It's just a smart business though. If you want to perform for adults and you're gonna do nightclub shows, just do nightclub shows. If you try to be both, you try to be too much to too many people, it's confusing to the marketplace anyway. If you're trying to build, oh shit, the phone fell down. If you're trying to build a fan base, you know, just go for who you're going to do the best job for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't be everything to everybody. You'll be nothing to everybody.
And own that shit, you know. Hey, Uncle Russ wants to know: can he turn a pork chop into a T-bone?
I heard that he could. I think that was a video, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I want to say, wasn't it on one of your movies? Wasn't something called T-bone and a pork chop or something like that?
I don't know what you're talking about, but that's all right, man. I'll look that up. There might be. I think there's a heckler that I had way back in the day whose name was Pork Chop.
Oh, okay.
He said Uncle Russ says you could do it using acid.
Come again? You cut out a little bit there.
What's the strangest place you've ever pulled a rabbit out of?
I don't consider any of it strange.
Hey, Matt.
I've pulled rabbit. I of course out of my pants, but
Kevin, what's up?
But it's not weird for me at all.
Jeremiah says, I have quite an ability for making a bush light disappear. Might I be a good candidate for a magician?
You might be. You can come on and do some guest spots. You got like a type 5 of making bush light disappear. Yeah, I'd welcome that. Little guest entertainer.
Hey, you know, we always get in trouble with guest entertainers. Do you remember that night we checked in real late in that hotel and the guy said, what are you guys in town for? And we said, we're with the Dirty Jokes and Magic Trick Show. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, I do a little bit of comedy magic. And then he proceeded to do like kind of a pretty good bit with, I think he did a card trick. And he had some jokes with it, and it was actually a pretty good trick. And we invited him to show up the next night and be a guest performer. And he said he would be there, but then he totally flaked. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the guy at the front desk of the hotel.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that kind of bummed me out. I was really looking forward to hanging with him. I mean, he seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah, I always give people the opportunity. They seem to flake. Most of them will flake out. They go, oh, I would love to do it. I'm like, here's your chance. Show up tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We'll put you on stage. 9 times out of 10, they flake.
Yeah.
Chili Salad from the Comedy Dojo in Michigan wants to know, have you ever had a magic trick fail, and what do you do?
All the time, man. Like at least one a show. The trick is to try to cover it, I guess. Some of them you can't, though. Like I've been, let's see, I was in a straitjacket once, and I fucked up my shoulder and neck, and I couldn't quite, I still got out on time, but I was doing my rope escape thing that I've been doing recently. One time I just simply could not get out of the ropes during the show. Luckily, it was the end of the show, and I had to, after I walked backstage, like just in complete, utter shame, kicking the dirt, head hanging low, I trying to do all of a sudden worked, and the ropes basically fell off my fucking wrists. So I walked back out, pretended like that was just part of the show, but it totally wasn't. I just felt like an asshole. Yeah, I've like found cards that weren't their cards. That happens pretty frequently. I've tried to make something disappear, and instead of it catapulting up my sleeve, you know, it just flings halfway across the room and hits the table in front of somebody else.
Right.
The answer is this.
Right. Okay. So you fuck up pretty much every show.
That's what I do. It's part of my charm.
Hey, George Lindsay Jr. We had lunch with George Lindsay Jr. out in L.A. Do you remember that? Out at the, I think it was the last Sunday we were in town. We were out and hung out with George Lindsay Jr., a.k.a. the Goob from, he's the son of George Lindsay, who played Goober on the Andy Griffith Show. This is Goob Jr. Goob Jr. wants to know, can't you do something else? Is that like hopeful? Like get the fuck out of showbiz?
Uncle Russ wants to know, is it a magic rope?
No, it's stolen from the Home Depot or Lowe's, depending on what's in town.
Susan from Newberry, Michigan wants to know, how do I make my ex disappear?
You don't want me, you want Uncle Tony for that. And if you need it to look like an accident, that's going to cost a little extra.
Chili Chalice with question number 2. Is Harry Potter a hack?
Nah, Harry's a good guy. He was a couple of years behind me at Hogwarts, but yeah, he was pretty popular with the ladies.
Which hall were you in? I was in Gryffindor.
You were in Gryffindor?
Yeah.
Oh, this just ain't gonna work out.
Jeremy JerDog Danley wants to know, what are the factors that determine whether to use the Kloppenberg conceal or the Svengali switch? Which technique is easier, and how does each one work for you in a live performance?
Well, the Svengali switch is by far the easiest one, but it's very impractical depending on the sight lines, the viewing angles of the audience. You know what I'm talking about. But the Kloppenberg switch, what I like about that is it just looks so clean. But I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence. I haven't fully committed to either one.
You don't have a preference which one it is?
No. It totally depends on the situation I'm performing in on any given night. You know that. That was a fake question. You knew all that.
Well, I already had an answer on that. Marty said, whoa, slow your roll, Mr. Know-It-All. Use words the alcoholics will understand, like hidey-hole. Kevin from from Garden Prairie wants to know, how long does an average body take to drain before embalming?
I don't know yet.
No, he wrote, sorry, I thought you said mortician.
Well, I might still have an answer for you. I'll get back to you on that one.
Alan wants to know, why is David Copperfield such a douchebag?
I don't think he is. By all accounts, he's like a really nice guy. Kind of a quiet, kind of a shy guy, believe it or not. I don't know why I chose to defend him. Why is he a douchebag?
Yeah.
I'll answer your question with a question.
John Voorhees, comedian John Voorhees wants to know, do you think it is a genetic predisposition that men with smaller penises gravitate towards magic, while those with large members tend to do straight stand-up comedy?
Absolutely. And I can only speak for myself, though.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Nathan Copperfield. Nathan Copperfield, we are out of time, but thank you very much for calling in. We're going to wrap it up. You can come see us. We've got several shows coming up this weekend. Both are sold out. The Dirty Jokes and Magic Trick Show in Dorrance, Kansas at Boathouse Bar and Grill, sold out. Leadville, Colorado at Historic Pastime Bar, sold out. But you can still get tickets to see us in Old Wine, Iowa at Cleeton Connie's Thursday, March 15th. We're going to be at the Vault Bar and Grill Friday, March 23rd in Danvers, Illinois. And then we've also got a show up in northern Wisconsin, Ashland, Wisconsin, March 31st, I think it is.
the last Saturday of the month at the Safari Club. So a lot of shows that I have coming up here in the month of March. We're going to call it Magical March with Jeremy Seinfeld and Nathan Copperfield in the Dirty Jokes and Magic Trick Show. Thank you, guys. I'll be back tomorrow with another 420 report, 4:20 p.m. as close as possible. Nathan Copperfield, thank you, buddy.
Ta-ta!
And just remember, Tricky is his middle name. Dog bless America.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.